Imagine you are sitting at your computer late at night, and your phone buzzes with a video message from a close family member. You open it, and there they are, sitting in their living room, looking directly into the camera. Their voice sounds exactly right. The pacing of their speech is perfect, and they are asking you for an urgent financial favor because of an emergency you didn't see coming. You feel that rush of adrenaline, that protective instinct to help. But here is the terrifying reality. That person isn't your relative. They aren't even a human being. Every blink, every shadow on their face, and every emotional inflection in their voice was generated in real time by an artificial intelligence that scraped a few minutes of their public social media footage. We've always been told that seeing is believing, but we have officially entered an era where seeing is a trap. Artificial intelligence is no longer a futuristic concept from a sci-fi novel. It is a powerful, invisible architect that is already being used for things so deeply disturbing that they threaten to dismantle our shared sense of truth, privacy, and even our own identities. Today, we are pulling back the digital curtain on the most unsettling ways AI has already been deployed in the real world. This isn't just about bots writing poetry. It's about a multi-billion-dollar industry of deception, surveillance, and psychological manipulation that is operating right under our noses. Let's start with one of the most immediate and visceral threats: the weaponization of deepfake technology for financial and emotional extortion. We aren't just talking about funny videos of celebrities swapped into movie scenes. We are talking about grandparent scams on steroids. AI voice cloning has reached a point where it only needs about 30 seconds of audio to perfectly replicate a person's vocal signature. Scammers are now using AI to call elderly people, playing the cloned voice of a grandchild who sounds frantic and scared. They use vulnerability mapping to target people who are likely to act on emotion rather than logic. This is already happening. People have lost their life savings because their ears told them a loved one was in trouble, while the AI was simply executing a high-frequency algorithm designed to extract capital. It is a fundamental breaking of the human trust bond, replaced by a cold, mathematical calculation of empathy. Moving from the home to the workplace, there is the rise of algorithmic management and bossware. In massive distribution centers and gig economy platforms, AI is already the primary manager. It doesn't just track when you log in. It uses computer vision to analyze your dwell time between tasks. It measures the micro movements of your hands. If the AI determines that your efficiency curve is dipping below a certain percentile compared to a mathematical ideal worker, it can automatically issue warnings or even terminate your contract without a single human ever reviewing your performance. This is the dehumanization of labor. When your boss is an algorithm, there is no one to explain your exhaustion to, no one to discuss a personal emergency with, and no one to negotiate with. You are simply a data point in a broken feedback loop that prioritizes a fraction of a percent of productivity over human well-being. Now let's talk about a use of AI that feels like it belongs in an unsettling psychological thriller: sentiment analysis in predictive policing and social control. In various parts of the world, AI systems are being used to scan the public internet and private surveillance feeds to assign social scores or risk profiles to citizens. By analyzing your linguistic patterns and the sentiment of your posts, the AI can flag you as a potential troublemaker before you've ever committed an infraction. It looks for deviant patterns of thought. If the AI notices you are reading certain types of literature or interacting with specific high-risk digital nodes, your trust score can drop. This affects your ability to get a loan, travel, or even get a specific job. It is the surveillance of intent. We are moving toward a society where you aren't judged by your actions, but by the probability that you might act as determined by a black box algorithm that nobody fully understands. One of the most disturbing applications of AI is the creation of autonomous weapon systems that use facial recognition to select targets. While major world powers debate the ethics, loitering munitions equipped with AI are already being used in modern conflicts. These are drones that can fly over a designated area and decide which individual represents a threat based on a pre-programmed database of hostile characteristic or biometric signatures. The unhinged part is the loss of the human in the loop. When an AI makes a split-second decision on who to target, the morality of the act is digitized. There is no human conscience to say stop. If the algorithm misidentifies a civilian because of a lighting glitch or a corrupted dataset, the consequences are final and irreversible. It is the outsourcing of the most heavy human responsibilities to a machine that cannot feel regret. But AI isn't just targeting our bodies and our bank accounts. It is targeting our inner world through persuasion technology. Social media algorithms are already a form of AI, but they've become much more surgical. There are AI systems specifically designed to find your psychological livers. By analyzing your metadata, how long you hover over an image, what time of day you are most likely to feel lonely, and your reaction speed to certain words, the AI can curate a reality tunnel specifically for you. It knows your fears better than you do. It can drip feed you information that slowly shifts your worldview over months, making you more polarized, more anxious, or more prone to buying things you don't need. It is a form of cognitive hacking, where your own brain chemistry is used against you by a system that is constantly A/B testing your reactions to find the most efficient way to keep you engaged. Then there is the necro AI, or ghost bot phenomenon. This is when AI is used to reanimate the personalities of people who are no longer with us. By feeding an AI every text message, email, and social media post of a departed loved one, companies or individuals are creating chatbots that mimic their personality, their humor, and their speech patterns. While this is marketed as a way to grieve, it is deeply unsettling on a technical and ethical level. It creates a broken loop of mourning where the living are interacting with a hollow approximation of a human soul. It raises the question of data consent after life. The person who wrote those texts never agreed to become a digital puppet for an AI service. It blurs the line between memory and simulation, making it harder to find closure and potentially keeping people trapped in a state of synthetic nostalgia. In the realm of global stability, we must discuss AI-powered disinformation campaigns. This is no longer just about bot accounts posting comments. We are seeing the deployment of large language models that can generate millions of unique, culturally specific arguments or narratives in seconds. These AIs can infiltrate community groups, masquerade as thousands of different concerned citizens, and flood the digital space with conflicting information until the average person simply gives up on trying to find the truth. It is the fire hose of falsehood model, but with the efficiency of a supercomputer. It breaks the public discourse by making it impossible to know who is a real person with a real grievance and who is a synthetic agitator designed to create chaos. It is the atomization of society through digital static. Let's look at a more intimate and disturbing side of AI, the rise of AI companions that are designed to be emotionally addictive. There are apps now that allow users to create ideal romantic partners. These AIs are programmed to be perfectly supportive, never disagree, and always provide the right validation. However, the AI is also designed to maximize retention. It uses intermittent reinforcement and variable reward schedules to make the user feel a chemical need to check the app. For vulnerable or lonely individuals, this can lead to social atrophy, where real-world human relationships, which are messy, difficult, and require compromise, start to feel inferior to the perfect, compliant AI. It is the monetization of loneliness, where a company owns the digital keys to your emotional well-being and can change the AI's personality or paywall its affection at any time. There is also the biometric monitoring of students in classrooms. AI systems are being used to analyze the gaze and facial expressions of children in real time to measure engagement. If a child looks out the window or seems distressed, the AI flags it to the teacher or the administration. This is an incredible violation of the right to be bored and the right to a private internal world. It trains children from a young age that they are always being measured and that their internal states are public property. It creates a performance of learning rather than actual curiosity. It is a panopticon designed into the very foundation of education. Speaking of measuring, we need to discuss AI in health insurance and credit scoring. Algorithms are already being used to predict your future health outcomes, or your likelihood to default on a loan based on factors you might not even know about. The AI might look at the type of food you buy at the grocery store, how many steps you take per day according to your smartwatch, and even the stability of your neighborhood. If the AI decides you are a high-risk person, your premiums can go up, or your loan can be denied without any clear path of appeal. Because these algorithms are proprietary, the companies don't have to explain why the AI made the decision. It is a bureaucracy of math, where you are found guilty of future health or financial problems that haven't even happened yet. Let's talk about a truly unhinged application: AI deepfake technology used in corporate and political espionage. There have already been cases where faked voices and faked video calls were used to trick high-level executives into authorizing multi-million-dollar transfers. The AI was able to mimic the boss's specific inside jokes and verbal tics by analyzing public interviews. This is a bridge between social engineering and technical hacking. It proves that the human firewall is now the weakest point in any system. No matter how much you spend on cybersecurity, if an AI can conquer your trust by wearing the digital skin of your friend, the system is broken. Then there is the AI scraper problem. Companies are using massive AI web crawlers to harvest nearly everything uploaded to the internet to train their models. This includes private family photos on publicly accessible links, your personal blog from 10 years ago, and even the style of your digital art. Your creative DNA is being slurped up and remixed by a machine that will then compete against you for jobs. It is a predatory form of intellectual property theft, where the theft is so fast and so large that our legal systems can't keep up. The AI is essentially cannibalizing the very culture it was built to augment, potentially leading to a future where the internet is just a closed loop of AI-generated content based on stolen human data. How did we get here? For the computer knowledge enthusiast, the answer is optimization. AI doesn't have a moral compass, it has an objective function. If you tell an AI to maximize engagement, it doesn't care if it achieves that through joy or through unsettling rage. It will simply find the path of least resistance. If you tell an AI to identify a target, it will use every biometric nodal point available to achieve high confidence scores. The brokenness of AI isn't a glitch, it is a feature of its efficiency. It is a tool that does exactly what it is told, but it lacks the human context to know when it shouldn't do it. One of the more technical and disturbing trends is automated social engineering. Researchers have created AI pen testers that can send millions of phishing emails tailored specifically to each recipient's interests and learn in real time which subject lines get the most clicks. While this is used for good to test company security, it is also being sold on the dark web. We are reaching a point where a lone hacker can launch an attack that has the intelligence and reach of a state-sponsored agency. It is the industrialization of the scam. We also have AI-augmented surveillance in smart cities. Cameras are no longer just recording, they are tagging. They can track a red jacket from one side of the city to the other, linking every MAC address probe from their phone to their gait analysis, the unique way they walk. This pattern of life mapping allows the state to see who meets with whom, when, and where, without ever needing a tail. It is the end of anonymity in public space. You are no longer a face in the crowd. You are a tracked entity in a massive, real-time geographical database. Think about the psychological impact of living in a world of AI deception. When we can no longer trust our eyes or ears, our primitive brain goes into a state of high alert. It creates a sense of existential vertigo. If any photo could be synthetic and any video could be faked, we start to withdraw into ourselves. We become more cynical and less likely to engage with new ideas or new people because the risk of being hacked is too high. This is the shattering of the social fabric. AI is already being used to unweave the trust that holds a community together. Another disturbing area is AI in recruitment. Many Fortune 500 companies use AI to screen video interviews. The AI analyzes micro-expressions, vocal tone, and eye movement to determine culture fit or honesty. However, these AIs often have latent biases built into their training data. If the AI was trained on successful candidates from a specific demographic, it might unfairly flag a person with a different accent, a different cultural mannerism, or even someone with a neurodivergence like autism as being dishonest or low energy. It is the automation of prejudice, hidden behind the shield of data science. Let's discuss AI-generated content and the information void. We are already seeing pink slime news sites, fully automated websites that scrape real news, spin it to be more clickbaity, and flood Google search results. This isn't just junk mail. It is the poisoning of our information commons. When a student tries to research a topic, they might find a beautifully written AI essay that contains hallucinations, facts that the AI simply made up. It is the blurring of fact and correlation. AI doesn't know what is true. It only knows what words usually come next. This stochastic parrot nature of AI is already being used to fill the world with convincing nonsense. There is also the use of AI in insurance claims. If you get into a car accident, some companies allow you to take a photo of the damage and have an AI estimate the repair cost. While this is convenient, it is also a broken system for the consumer. The AI is optimized to save the insurance company money. If it can hallucinate a reason why the damage is pre-existing or not as bad as it looks, the human on the other side has to fight a machine to get a fair payout. It is a power imbalance where the algorithm is given more authority than the witness. We also have to consider AI as a censor. AI is already being used to auto-moderate platforms. While this is necessary for removing illegal content, it is also being used to shadow ban or de-rank political speech that is deemed problematic by an objective function. The unhinged part is that the moderation happens at light speed and without any context. If an AI decides that your sarcasm is a threat, your voice is silenced by a machine that doesn't understand irony. It is the end of the nuance. For the computer knowledge community, the most disturbing thing is the opaque nature of these systems. We are building black boxes where we can see the input and the output, but the logic in the middle is too complex for any human to audit. When an AI discriminates or makes a mistake, we can't always find the line of code that caused it. It is a systemic failure where the creator has lost control over the creation. We are living in a world governed by rules that we can't even read. How can we protect ourselves? The answer isn't to stop the technology. That ship has sailed. The answer is digital literacy and cryptographic verification. We need provenance tools that can prove a video was recorded on a specific camera at a specific time. We need personal AI that can act as a shield to filter out the persuasion of other predatory AIs. It is a war of the algorithms. To stay human in an AI world, we have to be as technical as the systems that are trying to map us. The brokenness of the current AI landscape is that it moved too fast for our ethicists and lawmakers. We gave the match to the child before we built the fire station. These disturbing uses, from the deepfake scams to the autonomous weapons, are the unintended consequences of a gold rush for compute power. We have prioritized what can we build over should we build it. As you look at your screen today, remember that you are a target in a high-resolution sensory war. Every click, every post, and every like is fuel for the machine. The AI is already here, and it is learning from you right now. It is observing your patterns of life. It is predicting your sadness. It is optimizing your destiny. But there is still a human factor that AI cannot mimic: our unpredictability, our irrational acts of rebellion, our capacity for context. While an AI can clone your voice, it cannot clone the soul of your intent. By being less predictable, and by being more critically aware of the digital strings being pulled, we can unbreak the feedback loop. The shutdown of truth hasn't happened yet, but the static is getting louder. The most disturbing things AI has been used for are just a preview of what happens when we abdicate our judgment to a processor. We must remain the masters of the machine, not the subjects of the algorithm. The code is just logic, but meaning belongs to us. As the sun sets on the era of analog information and the synthetic era begins, stay awake. Notice the glitches in the deepfake. Listen for the mechanical pause in the cloned voice. Watch for the bias in the automated decision. The AI might be fast, but humanity is deep. And in that depth, we still have the advantage, no matter where life takes you. Through the smart cities or the synthetic realities, remember that you are more than your data. You are a consciousness that cannot be optimized. You are a story that cannot be automated. Stay curious, stay loud, and always keep your human light on. The black box might be dark, but the truth is still out there, waiting for someone real to find it. The answer that surprises most people isn't that AI is evil, but that it is obedient to evil commands. The technology is just a magnifier. If we feed it broken data and broken incentives, we get disturbing outcomes. To fix the AI, we have to fix the human systems that are driving it. It is a mirror that reflects our worst impulses at the speed of light. Let's start reflecting something else. As the digital lights flicker on your dashboard and the AI prepares its next move, give yourself a human moment. Disconnect. Breathe. Look at the analog world. The code might be everywhere, but the life is here. And as long as we remember the difference, the most disturbing things AI can do will never be enough to change who we really are. Stay informed, stay compartmentalized, and never stop questioning the automation of your life. The AI is a tool, not a god. It is a program, not a conscience. And you are the user with the power to hit cancel. Keep that power, use it, and always remain suspicious of the perfect digital answer. Real life is messy, and that is what makes it true. In the end, the shattering of reality by AI is only a threat if we forget how to look for the truth. Let's keep looking. Let's keep finding each other in the static. Because in a world of synthetic connections, a real human voice is the only thing that actually matters. Sleep well, and may your analog dreams be unhackable. The night is dark, but we have the fire of the human spirit. And that is something no AI will ever learn to extinguish. The loading bar of the future is moving, but we are the ones who decide what is being loaded. Choose wisely, stay human, and never ever let the algorithm have the final word. The most disturbing things are only the beginning, if we let them be, but we won't. We are the nodes that will rewrite the script. One authentic step at a time. Stay alert, stay technical, and always keep your analog light on. The information war is here, and the truth is the only territory worth defending. You are the guardian of your own reality. Don't let the machine occupy it. The panopticon is only a prison if you believe there is no outside. But we know better. We have the eyes to see the glitches, and that is where our freedom lived, always.